on. Do 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 do. Just wait for you guys to join. Wait for the crew to get on. We're having some fun, guys. Just gonna play this in the background as we're waiting for the crew to get here. Offense 4 for 12, man. We're just waiting for the crew to hear, guys. It's one of those things. It's what we do. Rob's in. Rob's in.
Here we go. Here we go, baby.
We are live officially on Facebook. We're live on our YouTube channel, guys, which is another 12-man sport. So if you are out there, that's where we're at. We're having some fun. Waiting for the crew to get here. Pretty excited to have this.
Oh, yeah. Time to make it do what it do, baby. In the words of the legendary Ray Charles, we're going to make it do what it do, baby.
We are going to make it do what it do. What is that, Rob? Is that what's your sport here? What's your sport this time, man? Is that Louisiana Tech,
baby.
Oh!
Kim Mulkey, Karl Malone, a few of the Louisiana Tech legends, right?
This guy.
Can't name any more than that.
That's all you only got two. You only got two right now. Oh man. Hey, I think let's see here. JQ is hitting me up. Let him know that we're not waiting for the host. Should be good. You're not waiting for me, are you, Rob?
No, I mean, it seemed like last week it was just an easy login, but it took you through a few more channels this evening.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. We're like I said, guys, this is our second live show now. The first live on YouTube. So again, we're just another one of these shows trying to having some fun. We've converted from our previous platform of Blog Talk Radio, and they are actually going to be. They're no longer going to be up, I guess, at the end of January. So we're trying something new, and you get to see our faces as opposed to hearing us just on Blog Talk. I know that JQ, our other host, did a great job of doing some edits for us. So some things that we probably can't do in the future because of some copyright stuff, but we'll have some fun. We're waiting for Gary, and we're waiting for. We'll see if Naj makes an appearance, Rob, because Naj has been texting me feverishly this week. So Naj, if you are out there, my guy, cannot wait to see you, man. So yeah.
Yep. Going in. Tap in, Naj.
Tap in, see us. Hold on. So let's make sure that JQ saying that it's on his. It's on me. So I'll make sure that I'm gonna put the host in one more time and make sure that the link is good. And let's see here. We're live, so we should be good. Just give us a quick second. We're going to add everyone in. I'm going to copy this link one more time to make sure everything is good. Got a lot of topics, Rob, as always.
Oh yeah, that's how we roll.
I mean, clearly, we got a lot of things to discuss and get through. So we're gonna have some fun. Obviously, we're gonna talk about some top 5 NFL teams who are the real Super Bowl contenders. We're excited about some rookie quarterbacks. We're gonna talk about Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix.
Yep.
We're gonna obviously, Rob, throw it to you as far as some top 50 NFL prospects for those out there that want to literally know.
Posted on our page too.
Yeah, we posted those, and also we have obviously the Talking Sports page on Facebook, which is facebook.com/12th Man Sports. If you type in Talking Sports 12th Man, you'll find us in that arena as well. We are on Twitter, which is @12 THMAN Sports. And again, as you can see, we have our Facebook.
That's good.
We also have our new YouTube channel, which
There's
is
a high roller, Gary.
There he is.
Right. I couldn't get it, so I got it on my phone. So here we go.
All right, we'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
Here, we're gonna hope that if you want to ping JQ to see if he's gonna join us as well, and we'll see if we can get that going. We're gonna see if we can get some chats, all that fun stuff, and we're excited to say the least to talk about some sports in this weekend, and I feel JQ's pain, right? And we definitely want him to join.
We all do.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, my last hope was the Hurricanes, and they crapped the bed.
Yeah, I gotta say it's tough.
Going up to Syracuse, that's a tough place to play. That little bitty dome.
Donovan McNabb has not walked through that door, but Syracuse did just enough, right?
Kyle McCord. Hey, they're a better football team than a lot of the experts give them credit for. I think they finished the season 9-3, and Kyle McCord actually had a really good season for Syracuse outside of one maybe bad game this year. The good question for JQ from Ohio State perspective: Will Howard or Kyle McCord? Would they have been better with Kyle McCord, or maybe about the same if they kept Kyle McCord versus Will Howard? It's hard to say. Obviously, we'll never find out. But you actually saw some improvement out of him this year in that Syracuse offense.
Yeah. For those that are checking out there, by the way, this is an Atlanta Braves hat. I know it looks like it's an Alabama hat, but it is an Atlanta Braves hat.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Okay.
Checking. So everyone, they're like,
Alabama paraphernalia is not allowed on this show.
Oh, here we go. We'll talk about that too, because I'm curious to talk to JQ, and for everyone out there in the YouTube space and Facebook page space. JQ's a huge Ohio State fan, and we're going to talk about what's going on with Ryan Day, right? Because this is a situation where, and I'm copying from somebody else, so they talked about Ryan Day can lose the fan base, right? Because this is the one team where, like, hey, it's national championship or bust. If you were 0-4 versus Michigan, I think they won one. I got to verify that too. So if that's the case, right now, you can do all this, and if you don't win the national championship, situation where Ryan Day's had a pretty spectacular record, even though he has lost to Michigan for the past couple of years. But if you lose the fan base, that's what I was looking at too. If you lose the fan base, that's a situation. Tough call for Ohio State. But then if you're planning on making a move, who's out there? So again, we don't keep beating that dead horse with JQ and Ohio State, because I get it, man. I know, Gary, like you said, you've been kind of suffering with the Cowboys and with the Saints, and I was suffering with the 8 overtime situation game with Georgia Tech and Georgia, even though I do think we missed the call for that, for targeting. Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
No, I was just going to say, man, they
Right.
outplayed Georgia in every facet of that game. And, first 55, 56 minutes in that game, man. I really hated to see them lose that game. It was obviously a heck of a football game. It was probably the game of the year in college football this year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
No doubt.
8 overtimes. I mean, that was insane, man. Normally it's a struggle for me to stay up that late, but man, I stayed up for every bit of that game, man. It was just an incredible sight to see.
I
But
was watching
Georgia
it.
blew every opportunity to win that. Georgia Tech blew every opportunity to win that game for sure. That got to be
Yeah.
heartbreaking for Georgia Tech fans.
And it's tough because if we get that, if we convert that third down, we talk was supposedly blown and whatnot too. So if we get that, then the game's pretty much over. So you just kind of have to think about we don't even get to overtime. So, but again, we're not going to be sore losers. You want to give Georgia, obviously their props, but it's just one of those situations where there are no moral victories, right? But it just feels like,
Nope.
man, you kind of let that slip away. And Georgia's pretty. They have an opportunity again to play for the national championship if they.
No, Georgia had some help. Georgia had some help.
Yeah.
Georgia had definitely had some help. There was some questionable calls, and it is what it is.
Right. Anyway, so let's go ahead.
No, go ahead. Let's do that.
I was going to do a quick shout out to everyone here, Gary, Rob, and we're going to still try to ping JQ. Hopefully, he's not hiding from it in his world. So
yeah,
let's talk about a couple of things here. We're going to go through the topics. We're going to try to fly through these and have a nice, amazing show. For those that don't know, we are the host for our podcast, YouTube, Facebook channel, Talking Sports for the 12 Men. I'm Andre. We got Rob Ford. We got Gary Shaffer. We got JQ in the wings, and hopefully we'll see some awesome folks with Naj and everything like that. We do have our YouTube channel as well, which is another 12 Man Sports. If you want to find us in that arena, we are on Twitter at the number 12 THMN. And last but not least, if you go to facebook.com, if you put in Talking Sports with the 12 Man, if you type 12 Man Sports, you will find the arena as well. So without further ado, Rob, let's kind of get into this. Let's talk about the top 5 NFL teams and who are the real Super Bowl contenders. So I'll let you guys kind of start. We'll start with Rob and Gary. You will be on deck, and they're ready to kind of chime in as well. So go ahead, Mr. Ford.
I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions still at number 1. I know they struggled on Thanksgiving against Chicago. They got cold in the second half, particularly their offense. And Chicago probably handed them that game on a platter with I think, the worst clock management I've ever seen in NFL history. And no, I'm not exaggerating. That was just pitiful, right? That clock management was horrible by Matt Eberflus, and he got fired the next day, right? But I'm still going to put them number 1. I like to see how they respond tomorrow night against the Packers. I think they beat the Packers tomorrow night, but that's another story. The team that's knocking on their door to me is the Eagles. I got the Eagles at number 2. And, I mean, they go on the road and beat the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, the Eagles have been playing lights out. When you look at their roster, I mean, they're extremely talented, just like the Lions, right? Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert, good offensive line, good defensive line, some emerging stars on that defensive secondary as well, right? So I have them at number 2. I considered putting them at number 1, but I'm going to leave them at 2 for now with the Lions at 1. I got the Buffalo Bills at 3. I think they've won 6 in a row playing outstanding. Josh Allen threw a touchdown pass, ran for 1, caught 1. They ran them. The difference between this Buffalo Bills team than what we've seen from years past is that they can run the football outside of Josh Allen. Cook is running the ball well. Ray Davis running the ball well. And in the past, they were a Josh Allen run team and a Josh Allen throwing the football team. But now they got a running game to complement him at the quarterback position. So I really like what he's doing in the mix with the running game as well. And they got a pretty good defense. So I got Buffalo number 3. Number 4, Kansas City. Obviously, they just find a way to win. I don't know if you call it luck. Some of it has been luck, but they just find a way to win. And I got them at the number 4 slot. And the Vikings right now round out my top 5. And when we say what teams are Super Bowl contenders, in my opinion, there's only 4 teams. It's the Lions and the Eagles in the NFC, the Chiefs and the Bills in the AFC. Right? Even though I got the Vikings 5, I don't consider them a Super Bowl contender. I consider them a good football team. They're well coached. I thought they've done a really good job coaching up Sam Darnold. Brian Flores done a phenomenal job with that defense as well. But I just don't see them as a Super Bowl contender. But my only teams I consider a Super Bowl contender: Lions and Eagles, Bills and Chiefs.
Okay.
I definitely have the same order, the same teams. I had to pick a 5. I also put the Lions at 5. But we've talked about the Bills for
Lions at 5.
I'm sorry, the Minnesota Vikings at 5.
Okay, gotcha.
I apologize for that. We've talked about the Bills for the last several years about they need a run game. They need a run game. He needs help. He's having to, just like you said, he's having to run the ball and throw the ball. And he just couldn't do it all. So he finished, they would just finish short at the end of the season. And you're right, as far as Kansas City, they just find a way to win.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's luck. You're right. But really, to be a NFL champion, a Super Bowl champion, there has to be luck involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
With the injuries and a few play calls here and there. And those are the differences in whether you're a champion or whether you're not. But I do have the Lions at number 1 still. I mean, I think they're going to handle Green Bay. So I'm looking forward to it. But I have the same exact 5 that you do.
Yeah, good stuff. It's interesting. There's a couple teams that I think we can put in honorable mention, and I think we're all in agreement. I've got the Lions number 1. Rob agreed with that. Eagles, and it's crazy how just a couple months ago, Nick Sirianni, right, was literally on the possibility of being fired, and just now we're looking at it as kind of a change of situations right now. I do also believe it or not, as an outside, let's kind of keep an eye on the Steelers, guys. And I know it's still kind of early because you talk about a situation where, there were some questions, right, with Russell Wilson. There were some questions with Justin Fields. Right now, if you got 2 quarterbacks, and it seems like Russell Wilson has been playing outstanding, right? Again, just a situation where this team is coming out of nowhere. And at first you were kind of it's kind of fluky, right? They had a couple wins. Justin Fields kind of steady the ship. And you got to look at what's happening. I'm a Mike Tomlin fan. We're going to talk about that later. I don't want JQ to hear that. But, you're kind of looking back and you're seeing a resurgence, right? Because adding Arthur Smith as an offensive coordinator, he pretty much, epitomizes what's happening with the Steelers, right? Just that strong run game, strong defense. All you needed was a quarterback. They've got 2, and they've got it kind of figured out. And Russell Wilson, the Denver Broncos kind of cast him out. Obviously, they got Bo Nix. We'll talk about that. That there's something of a kind of get back with that, but Russell Wilson's been playing outstanding, guys, as well. So
yeah, absolutely.
Well, and we thought Russell Wilson was washed up.
You gotta be done, right? We're like, this guy's done.
We thought he was just done, and he's had a resurgence, and and he's playing good football, and I'm surprised, but I'm happy for him. So
yeah.
Good for him.
I actually thought he had a solid year with Denver last year, but I don't know what happened with that fallout with Sean Payton. But you look at his stats last year, I thought he actually had a solid season, much improved from the year prior, right? But it seems like he's even going beyond what he did last year with Denver.
Well, I think last year with Denver, they had a game plan where it was all just a little dink and dunk. It was nothing really downfield for him, and we'd mentioned that on the show a few times. It's like they didn't have the confidence in him, throwing that deep ball anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Steelers,
No, he's been one of the best long ball throwers in his career. That's been one of his strengths from an accuracy standpoint. Going back to his time in Seattle, that's certainly been one of the strengths. It just didn't seem like his personality and Sean Payton's personality just didn't mesh for whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
Because if you look at his performance last year, I mean, he was solid top 15 NFL quarterback last year, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
And this year, he seemed like he's even going up a notch, maybe top 10, top 12 or so, right? So I mean, he's looking like the old Russell Wilson. I mean, he had a field day against Cincinnati. Now Cincinnati's defense is horrible, right? But he looked like the 25-year-old Russell Wilson that we remember this past weekend for sure.
We talk about something I think that is underrated, and that's the C word, which is confidence. If a quarterback has confidence and the game plan kind of suits what he's going, you got a strong run game, you got a great defense, and you have an offensive coordinator that's kind of putting you in a position. You're feeling like you're pretty invincible right now. That's what's happening, unfortunately, for JQ and the Steelers right now. But yeah.
Well, it's in any sport. If you feel like your head coach, or your offensive coordinator, whatever, doesn't have that confidence in you, it shows up on the field. It really does. And when you got a team like the Steelers that went after him and got him, and obviously they're giving him that level of confidence and encouragement that he's getting, and he's performing because of it.
Yeah. I'm looking at his last season stats with Denver. He threw for 3,070 yards. Obviously, Sean Payton benched him at the end of the season. I think the last 2 or 3 games or so. He threw 26 touchdown passes last year. Only 8 INTs with a 98 QB passer rating. I mean, most teams would take that all day long. So, I mean, he put up some really solid stats. I mean, 3-to-1 TD to INT ratio. The year before that, he had 16 TDs and 11 INTs. Not so good.
Right.
But last year, his first year with Sean Payton, actually put up some really remarkable numbers. Now, this year, his QB rating is 104.3. Last year was 98. So he's even going up. A 98 QB rating. If any team before the season, your quarterback is going to have a 98 QB rating, I think most teams will sign up for that. And then 104.3, you definitely take that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Let's keep it going. We're going to stay with quarterbacks because that's what we tend to do. And some rookie quarterbacks are getting some headlines, and we're going to talk about some things that we didn't really think that Jaden Daniels was a fluke, right? Well, you hear a lot of great things about him from the Commanders organization. Unfortunately for Gary there. Bo, a little thing, all of a sudden he's mad at like gangbusters, and obviously the game. Really great game, obviously. Last Thursday coming up here with myself together here Monday night. Excuse me, I'll get myself together. And just obviously versus the Browns, there's going to be some controversy with it, or what happened with that. But Bo Nix is playing well. I guess the question is, will one of them or both of them actually make the Pro Bowl? So again, first off, Rob, and give us your thoughts, and we'll kind of piggyback off of that.
I think Jaden Daniels definitely makes the Pro Bowl. He's the leading vote getter right now in the NFC, and I think we're going to have a few more weeks left of Pro Bowl voting. So I think he definitely is going to get in, even if he drops the second or third in the NFC Pro Bowl voting. So looks like Jaden Daniels definitely in. He had another phenomenal game this past weekend, over 200 yards passing, 3 TDs passing, no INTs. He ran for another touchdown as well, so 4 total touchdowns. The command that he has in that offense, the leadership qualities that he's bringing as a rookie has been phenomenal. Bo Nix might be a little tougher. Now, I think Bo Nix is definitely knocking on Jaden Daniels' door from a Rookie of the Year standpoint. But the AFC is loaded with quarterbacks, right?
Right.
Lamar Jackson is the top vote getter right now. Joe Burrow, even though the Bengals are 4-8, I mean, he's putting up incredible, insane numbers, right? So I think it's going to be a little bit harder for him to make it in the AFC when you look at Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and all the production that they're putting up. CJ Stroud dropping off a little bit from what he did last year, but I think it's going to be a lot harder for Bo Nix to get in. I think Jaden Daniels is definitely in the Pro Bowl.
I agree with that 100%. It's a quarterback conference in the AFC. Bo Nix is not going to even sniff the Pro Bowl, even though he's playing well. He's doing his thing. In the NFC, obviously, it's easier. Not to take anything away from Jaden Daniels, because he's really playing. He's playing well. He's not playing like a rookie. That's for damn sure. So
Yep.
I'm really disappointed in the Redskins for selecting him.
I know you are.
Oh,
He still calls them the Redskins too.
They're always going to be the Redskins.
He is refusing to make that switch here. Let's make we're gonna do a quick little note here as far as I'm gonna try to get through a couple things, Rob, really quickly. Just a quick note regarding the Ravens suspended Deontay Johnson for refusing to enter the game. I don't know if you can kind of speak on that real quick.
Well,
Man,
I mean, come on, you're getting paid to play, and I mean, the crazy thing is the Ravens traded for him at the deadline, right? Deontay Johnson was a pretty solid receiver with
yeah,
the Steelers, right? You know, he had issues with drops from time to time, but he was dynamic once he did catch the ball, right? But since they've traded for him at the deadline, he's only got one catch for 6 yards. So
Oof.
what a wasted trade so far for the Ravens. They're not getting nowhere near the production out of him. Obviously, he's disappointed on his usage, and it's probably why he didn't enter the game. Come on, you got to be a professional. When your number is called, you got to go into the game. So kudos for the Ravens for taking a stand on this. We'll see what happens after the suspension, or if they have to trade him this offseason or cut him if he doesn't comply. But he's definitely a talented player, and the Ravens just are not getting anything out of him right now. I'd have cut him off my fantasy team, that's for sure.
Uh-oh. Some seriousness right there.
He got the boot.
Oh
There
goodness.
we go.
Anything else to add to that, Gary?
No, he did a good job. Let's move to the next topic.
Top 50 NFL prospects, Rob. So again, these are also posted on our Facebook page, and everyone pay attention to this. If you have some concerns or kind of where your prospect falls, and then again, Rob, we'll see how it kind of evolves as the season goes on, and which kind of, I guess, again, we talk about it like which group is the deepest, right? Again, last year we had a really deep draft in wide receivers. You keep hearing that the quarterbacks are not the same caliber. Is it more of a defensive end draft? Is it offensive tackle draft? Where are we at with this, Rob? And kind of give us your top 50 prospects as well, sir.
Yeah. Talking about deep positions, I think a position that's really rising is defensive tackle. And, a lot of great defensive tackles are starting to shine here. And obviously, there's still a lot of football to be played. You got championship weekend this weekend. You got the bowl games, college football playoffs. You got combines, individual workouts, pro days. A lot to still take place before we have the draft in April. But right now, you're talking about a position that's on the rise as defensive tackle. Mason Graham, defensive tackle from Michigan. You saw he had a big time game against Ohio State this past weekend and upsetting Ohio State. I mean, he's number 8. Derek Harmon at number 14, defensive tackle from Oregon, who's also having a big time season. Kenneth Grant, also from Michigan, big time game. I have him number 20. Walter Nolan, 21 from Ole Miss, having a phenomenal season as well. Shamar Stewart from Texas A&M at number 26. So that's 5 defensive tackles. And actually, I have 6 in the top 32. Omar Norman Lott from Tennessee at 32. So that's 6 defensive tackles in the top 32 in this draft. So anybody needs run stuff and defensive tackles, this is a good opportunity for you to fill in the void. Top 10, Travis Hunter, I have him at number 1. He's saying he's going to play wide receiver and corner. And if he can play both positions at a high level in the NFL, it's a no-brainer. He's a number 1 pick, right? If you can get an impact player on both sides of the football, cornerback is one of your most important positions in football, and wide receiver over the last 10 years have become one of the most important positions in football. So if you get a player that can do both at a high level, like Travis Hunter, he's the overall number 1 pick in my mind right now in the draft. Shedeur Sanders is number 2. Colorado, right? Top 2 players in the draft right now. Top quarterback in the draft. When you look at his pocket presence, the way he slides up in the pocket, reads defenses, pocket awareness, buys time in the pocket, accuracy is improving. Obviously, he's well coached. And his dad has also got him the right resources, hooking up with Tom Brady and coaching him and things of that nature as well. So he's got all the necessary tools around him to be successful at the next level. Cam Ward, definitely disappointing losing to Syracuse, but very similar to Shador Sanders. Got great pocket presence, right? Buys time in
Yep.
the pocket, keep his eyes downfield at all times. Accurate thrower, right? Mobile, and so I have him at number 3. Abdul Carter, edge rusher from Penn State, at number 4. Good to see him against Oregon in the Big Ten championship game this weekend. Number 5, another edge rusher, Mikael Williams. And I talked about defensive tackle, Andre edge rushers too. Is another
Yes.
deep position in this draft. Now I have 3 edge rushers in the top 10, so that says a lot about the edge rushers. But Mikael Williams, edge rusher from Georgia, when you've seen him healthy this year, that's when Georgia's defense has been at their best, right? So he's at number 5. Number 6, Will Campbell, versatile offensive lineman from LSU. LSU starts him at left tackle. I think he can play left tackle or left guard in the NFL, so he could be really versatile. Very rarely loses on any plays. Jalen Walker, another edge rusher from Georgia. He's a little bit smaller than Mikael Williams. So the right defense, I think he would be perfect in the 3-4 as an edge rusher. So I am Jalen Walker, number 7. We talked about Mason Graham already. Will Johnson, the best corner in the draft from Michigan, at number 9, even though he's had some injuries. And I'll close out with number 10. Tataroa McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona, might be the best athlete in the draft. Doesn't have a blazing fast 40 time, but man, his leaping ability, his catch radius is insane. I mean, the guy catch the ball, put it between his legs in midair, an incredible athlete, and he's got tremendous size. I mean, he's going to be one of those receivers that's going to be open even when he's covered, right? And he's going to have that kind of dangerous ability at the next level. Reminds me of a little bit more athletic A.J. Brown.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's
Good
impressive.
enough.
JQ, welcome aboard. You okay, my guy?
I guess.
Yeah, you okay, man?
Hey, listen, man. I'm tired of this nonsense, but I didn't want to disrupt the flow. I knew I was gonna walk in right to a Michigan player. So it's just the way my life
Just
is
your
working.
luck, right?
Yeah.
Just the way my life is working.
Just your luck.
Talking-
You're talking about a Michigan player.
Were you talking junk to that said Michigan player, JQ?
No, I mean, because you know, Cincinnati's going to draft him in the top 10. You know they are, just to make me mad.
Hey, if he helps your team win, that's all that matters, man.
Ain't none of them do something my team win. The Jenkins and Hill and Dak, man, stop it. I'm sorry.
Oh my
They
goodness.
suck.
Your
Hey,
team's going to have a big win this week.
No, the hell they ain't. They're gonna lose 45-41 again. Watch it, book it, bet the over. If you got a chance to bet the over, and probably take Dallas with the points because they're gonna cover because they're gonna lose. Cincinnati gonna lose by a touchdown. It's what they do. I told you that last week. It's what they do.
America.
Oh,
Well,
man.
wait, JQ, you're in the dark. I'm not sure if you're walking to your destination, man. So we'll
No,
wait
I
for
know.
you.
I'm in the dark because I'm in the car, so I'm on my way home.
Okay.
I thought he just didn't want to show his face.
Shit, I don't. I don't.
Oh, wow. Come on, Rob.
No, he's 100% right. I don't want to show my face. I'm out here with all my fresh purple and gold Laker gear on, and they lose by 43 to damn Miami. What? 43? I am the jinx. I am the problem. I need some holy water and a baptism and all the things. It is me. I am the problem.
Yeah, we need to say this. This is the worst. JQ's rant is worse than my old Les Miles rant that I had when I said we need to fire him years ago.
Listen, man. I need communion and holy water and the baptism because I clearly need to be clean because wow. Wow.
Like, you need one of them Jameis Winston prayers. How Jameis say, "I need to be delivered from pick sixes."
I need to be delivered from pick sixes. Yeah, James is cool.
JQ said he needs to be delivered from losing
See
teams.
this?
But we all need to be delivered from losing teams.
I
All our teams suck.
went and got my fresh purple and gold Dodgers hat to go with my sweatshirt, and they lost by 43. Good talk.
Man.
Good talk.
We're here a lot of times. This forum.
Come on, man. They only lost by 41, man.
As
Stop
therapy. Oh
41,
man.
not 43.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna turn the light. I'm gonna turn the light back off. 41, 43, 85. They got their ass whooped.
Dang, AB on my fantasy team, man. He was 3 out of 14 with only 8 points.
And you know what's crazy is I'm sitting on here trying to find seats so I can go watch them play in Atlanta, and they want $301 to sit in section 119. I said, what? For one ticket in the regular season? I guess I ain't never go see LeBron play in person. Because damn that.
Oh man, that's why we.
If you had Rob's money, you wouldn't have no problem with it, though.
No, man. JQ, big timer, man.
No, the hell I ain't.
He's been to every Major League Baseball game since he was 1 year old.
Stop that shit. I am not big time, and I am not going to. Man, that is playoff money. 301 for game, what is this? Game 35 or not even that?
They're 22 games in right now.
22? Yeah. Atlanta's wilding for 301 to send the ball. 301.
That's the Lakers and LeBron James, man.
Yeah.
He might not even play.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
He probably the only good thing he had tonight. 29 points.
Yeah.
12 out of 18 from the field. He finally hit a 3-point. He was 0 out of 17 from the 3-point range the last 3 games.
Wow.
He is. Yeah, it's been bad. I'm sorry, Dre. I didn't mean to come interrupt you. Go back to the topics. I'm sorry. This is my
You don't have to apologize. We're just happy that you're on, man. We were like hoping that you were okay and everything was good. We thought something else was really gone wrong, but it's like
we thought we were going to talk you off the ledge.
Man, listen, I've been so mad. I've been so mad. I was just like, I just need to be by myself for a little while, so I don't snap on nobody. So I just been trying to be a better JQ. So that's all it is. So don't worry about me. I'm good. I just needed a second.
It's okay. It was funny. Naj was texting me like, "What's going on? We miss you guys." And I'm like, "Oh, I had to give him the whole spill." And I was like, "Yeah." Talking about this. He's like, "Oh yeah, Imagine Q was the best JQ." I'm like, "Naj." I'm like, oh.
See?
I hope he shows up.
Man, listen. People walking past me don't even root for Michigan. Walking past my office because I got all my flags and stuff in there, talking junk to me. It was like, man, see, this is why I can't go out in the public because I'm trying to be cool. I was like, I'm just gonna be by myself because people have just been ready just to talk junk to me, and I ain't even said nothing to nobody. I listen. Did we get to the topic about firing Ryan Day? Because fire Ryan Day tomorrow.
JQ,
pay all the money.
JQ.
$37.3 million buyout.
Pay it all.
JQ. He's got
to start a
record.
GoFundMe account to pay that.
If you can get $21 million, hey, listen. If you can get $21 million to pay for one team for 1 year, if some people with some money that can get $39 million together, I listen. I'm over Ryan Day.
Who's your replacement, JQ? Who's your replacement?
I don't. You know what? I don't know because I don't know who's available. But you know who knows?
Dude, I'll be calling Shane Beamer in South Carolina. He'll be on speed dial for me.
Man, yes. I would take Shane Beamer in a heartbeat.
Get a good offensive coordinator to go with Shane Beamer. He's gonna have his special teams and defense right.
And that's what I need. Listen, he can be Trussell 2.0 and get a good offensive coordinator that can run the ball and pass a little bit the way we can recruit wide receivers. Man, yes.
JQ,
he would be the guy. If LSU fires Brian Kelly, that's who I want. Shane Beamer.
JQ, Ryan Day is 66-10 at Ohio State. Yes,
1-4 Michigan. That's the only one that matters.
That's the only. Man, that was Cooper. You remember Cooper in the 90s?
Yeah.
All the recruiting. and go
You do that.
9-1 or 10-1
Yeah.
and lose to either
Mhm.
Michigan State or Michigan every year and mess it up. That's who he is. That's
Wow.
who he is.
There was something that was, not to cut you off, JQ, because we're gonna let you have the floor. There was something that was saying
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
if this is when I was listening to an interview and like something happened where they were saying that they're gonna fire. This is what someone said, they're gonna fire Ryan Day before the bowl game, and they were gonna have Urban Meyer coach the team until the next coach was hired. I was like, is that where Ohio State fans are at? That they're actually signing off on this? Is that where they're at right now?
Yes. Hey,
Wow.
you see? Do you see the light? Do you see it? Yes. You know why? Because Urban Meyer doesn't lose to Michigan. Urban Meyer knows how to win bowl games. Yes, I would be okay with that. If his old sick ass would come out there and would give some medication, man, yes.
Spoken like a true Ohio State fan. Wow. Okay. Okay. Rob, ask him about the quarterback that we were talking about earlier, real quick.
Wait, so what?
Remember you were asking about Will Howard and Kyle McCord?
Oh, yeah. So, no, we were talking about would Ohio State be better if they would have kept Kyle McCord this year? And
Hell no.
I thought that was a question for you, JQ.
No, they'd be the same team.
I mentioned that. I said, would they be the same team, whether it's Kyle McCord or Will Howard, or would they have been better with Kyle McCord? So you say the same team.
They would have lost to
I can see
Oregon.
that too.
Listen. They would have lost. Honestly, they would have lost to Oregon. I think they still would have beat Indiana and Penn State. I don't think they would have basically blown Indiana out. They'd have been a closer game if it was Kyle McCord. But then they would have lost to Michigan. It'd be the same team. They have to get out of the pattern of what they have happening right now at quarterback and go a different way. I'll just leave it at that. But I think it'd be the same record, honestly.
Wow.
They're the same guy. One's just a little bit bigger, but they both shrink. And honestly, I think Kyle McCord sorry, not Kyle McCord. I think Will Howard had a concussion in that game, and they just didn't develop the backup quarterbacks enough. So he was like, a concussed Will Howard's better than what we have on the bench, and that's an indictment. Because he got that big hit in that game, and I'm pretty sure that he had a concussion. If you watch what they did, like at home, you know what? Go back to the topics. I don't want this to be an Ohio State conversation. They sucked. They don't deserve it. We'll see what happens against Tennessee in the first round.
They're still going to the playoffs.
They are. And Michigan will be in the Weed Eater Bowl.
Michigan Weed Eater Bowl.
Yeah.
All right.
But it might be in the Idaho Potato Bowl on the blue football field.
And I hope they're in the Sun Bowl.
Oh, Gary, let's get through these predictions here. Packers at the. Again, Robert mentioned this earlier, that the worst clock management in the history of the NFL allowed, obviously the Lions to escape that game versus the Bears. But what say you in this particular matchup?
Well, we did talk about a little bit of luck there. So that was what the Lions had. They had their little bit of luck. Now they're going to have to bounce back against a good Green Bay team. This is a division game. I'm picking the Lions in this game, but I think it's going to be close. Maybe like a 27-24 type of a game is what I'm thinking in this particular game.
I like the 27 score, but I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go 30-20 Lions on this one, actually. I think the thing that concerns me about this game for the Packers is Zaire Alexander is out. He's one of the best corners in the league.
Yeah.
So I think there's going to be a huge blow going against that Lions offense and those weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. How they're going to play their coverages without him. Probably going to play a lot more zone in this game. But I just think Detroit's at home. No Zaire Alexander is going to be a huge blow for them. No Romeo Doubs on the offensive side of the football leader for them. So I'm going to go with the Lions.
I think the biggest thing for me in this one is on a short week that Jacobs has a nagging calf injury, and I think when you go Sunday to Sunday, that he has an ability to kind of summon it up and power through it, and have Jordan Love and those wide receivers and tight ends be able to help him out. But on a short week where he can't get that additional rest for that calf injury, LaFleur is part of that, McVay kind of tree where they wouldn't really want to run the ball. And if your bell cow is hurting on a short week, and to me, that's the difference in the game, that they can't really set up and run how like they really want to, because he would have 2 or 3 more days to be able to recuperate for a Sunday game versus a Thursday game. So that's why I lean more towards Detroit in this one, Josh Jacobs, because the Packers run the ball and they're physical, but on a short week with a banged up running back, it's compromised a little bit.
Yeah. Now both of them did play on Thursday last week, so they did have a full week.
That's yeah, but I've heard, I was reading the report about him, and it was just that it just didn't sound great. So
he's questionable actually. So no, it's still a good point, whether it's a full week or a short week. I mean, he still doesn't sound healthy.
Yeah.
I just always think with these division games like this, these teams know each other so well. They hate each other. They're ready to. It's going to be a battle. I don't think it's going to be that 10-point spread like you think, Rob. I think it's going to be closer.
Yeah,
but that's why we're out here, right?
Yeah,
we make our selection.
A football team. I just think, you need to have all your key players to be a good football team, right?
Right.
They're going on the road and not having your best corner. I mean, that's huge. I mean, I always like to say there's 4 or 5 positions that are most important on your team, right? And corner is one of them, and not having your best corner, that's a huge blow to your football team. Not impossible, of course. All these guys are pros, but I think that's a huge blow for the Packers. Romeo Doubs, I think all their wide receivers are the same. I don't think that he makes a huge difference not playing in the game. I mean, because all the Green Bay receivers are about the same.
Good stuff. Really quick, let's get to this Chargers at the Chiefs. Chargers obviously beat the Falcons. Just terrible. I believe the Chiefs should win this game, but let's throw it around the room as well.
Now, this is one I think is going to be close, right? I'm going to go with the Chiefs at home, but I think it's going to be kind of one of those nail-biting kind of games, 23-20, Chiefs at home. Obviously, this Chargers defense is really good. It surprised me how well they played the run. I thought the Falcons was going to be able to run the football a little bit better than what they did this past weekend. But overall, the Chargers defense has been pretty good this year. But if you look at the quarterbacks the Chargers have faced this year, they haven't really faced a lot of great quarterbacks this year.
Easy.
Right? And, they've been facing a lot of, bottom 5, bottom 10 quarterbacks in the NFL this year. So Patrick Mahomes, obviously, he's not putting up the numbers that he usually has done in the past. But come on, he's still a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, right? So I think the Chiefs find another way to win a nail biter in this football game. I'm going to go with them 23-20.
Well, first of all, we're not going to have the Joe Burrow slander because they played the Bengals, so they did play a good quarterback. But the Chiefs still win this game because the rest are going to cheat.
Yeah, that's the only one. It's the only good.
Yeah, but the rest are going to cheat. The rest are going to cheat. They're always going to cheat to give the Chiefs the advantage. Always.
They are. I'm co-signing that 1,000%. The crap they pulled off that touchdown pass to Kyle Pitts and they did not call interference. That's some BS, man. I'm right there with you. What the hell?
I got friends that are referees, so I'm gonna lay off that one.
Well, you need to tell them to stop cheating.
Only time I'm gonna blame the referees is that non-pass interference that cost the Saints from going to the Super Bowl.
Your team, Rob, of course.
Well, for me, Harbaugh's a good coach, and I think the Chargers are a good team, but just the luck that Kansas City has.
Come on, man.
They always find some way to win.
Not luck.
Come on, man.
It's cheating.
Come on, man. Come on. I'm with JQ on this one.
I ain't seen the video of the refs getting paid, huh?
Yeah, man,
But I am picking Kansas City in this one.
Of course.
But I do like your score, Rob. I agree with you on the score. I think it's going to be a nail biter, and I wouldn't be surprised if it went the other way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, Jim Harbaugh's going to have that team competing in the trenches, right? He drafted Joe Alt. He said Joe Alt is a weapon. The fans said we should have drafted a weapon. Jim Harbaugh said a starting right tackle is a weapon. So he's going to play to win in the trenches.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Damn the Harbaugh.
We got 10 minutes to get to this because I do want to like wrap. We kind of went a little tangent here, so we're going to try to keep this close to an hour because everyone, we try to get. It's kind of a late night, but wanted to kind of talk about Cade McNamara, looking for his 7th year to kind of make it. He's in the transfer portal. The former what the hell was that? But yeah, he's looking for 7th year in college football, a location to be determined. And we obviously have, Miller Moss from USC also hit the transfer portal too. So you can talk about real quick, Rob, and we'll get to it.
Yeah, Jackson Arnold also from Oklahoma, 5-star recruit coming out of high school, also transferring, right? It seems like Miller Moss right now is the one that's getting the most attention. A lot of schools, a lot of major schools across the country, Michigan, just to name one, is is going to try to see if they can bridge the gap between him and Bryce Underwood. If they can get Miller Moss into the building, there's some SEC schools like Auburn as well that's going to give Miller Moss a strong look, and so maybe even Florida State I hear may get in the mix. But yeah, there's some SEC schools, Michigan. I hear maybe even crosstown rival UCLA even may give him a mix. He is a LA kid, born and raised in LA, so UCLA could be an option for it. So those are just some of the names that you're hearing from Miller Moss right now. No names are really thrown out there yet for Jackson Arnold and McNamara. But I would personally rate McNamara slightly higher than Jackson Arnold, just based on what we've seen at the college level. He's an experienced guy. He's 45 years old. Yes, I said 45. And, so he's a 45-year-old guy. He's been in college forever. And,
24.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, he's an experienced guy, and Jackson Arnold is a guy, that's still developing as a quarterback. So I think Cade McNamara can help a team that's knocking on that door and needs an experienced quarterback.
I thought I was tripping when I heard that. Are we talking about Cade McNamara? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
7 schools. Seven schools and 24 years old.
Seasons.
So
45 years old.
All right, 7 seasons.
Brady.
Yeah.
Gonna be a 46-year-old rookie by the time he comes in the NFL. If he makes
Go-
it.
I got a lot of
He's just a little slow. Don't worry. He's a little slow. He's starting to get it now.
Oh my goodness.
Listen, if you talking yourself into Cade McNamara, you have already lost.
DJ Ungulera is out there too. He's
I was about to say, I think Florida
too,
State would have preferred McNamara over DJ.
No, they would never have been the same result. The same damn result. Stop it.
They would have won one more game this year with Cade.
Man, they might have won one more half. They would have won one more game.
3-9 instead of 2-10, JQ.
No, they wouldn't. They came back and Red Sox.
3-9. One more win for the fans to celebrate. They would have been 3-9 instead of 2-10 with Cade.
If I stand by what I said. If you talking yourself into Cade McNamara, you have already lost.
Hey, America quarterback guru over here. So
Careful.
he's picking him
Right.
Uh-oh.
A lot of times we right though about the quarterbacks. I will own it. I lost to Bo Nix. Bo Nix is balling for never. And I give him credit.
Yeah. Well, you can't win them all.
Certainly lost on Bo Nix for sure.
I know. Listen, I own it. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to talk about, pick a topic, whatever topic you want to talk about, just so that we can kind of keep it timely. Because again, we are excited to on the YouTube. We are actually on YouTube, guys. If you follow us, another 12 Man Sports. That's the page. We're on the Facebook Live guys as well. It's a little empty right now, but we'll get it up, man. This is something that we've been starting. Me and Rob started this in 2011. We've had some awesome people join us, being JQ and Gary, and the obviously Curtis in the future. A lot of love for that. For him, we're gonna keep. But just it's awesome to see the growth of the show. But pick your topic. We'll start with you, JQ, and then just kind of say what you want to say.
Prediction. What do y'all say to that? College football prediction.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. JQ?
All right.
Wait a minute, you got to tee me up because I didn't see all of it. What do you mean, like the whole thing?
Well, who you picking in the conferences?
SMU is playing Clemson, correct?
Yep.
Are we talking about the championship games?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm always rooting against Dabo because Dabo sucks. So I'm SMU. Oregon's gonna win. Who?
Yeah, it's UNLV.
Hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns.
There we go.
What was the other one you said? NC State.
UNLV. Yeah, UNLV at Boise State. UNLV at Boise State.
Boise State wins. Boise State wins.
Okay, good coach there. You good, coach. I forgot the collaborating coach. He's getting a lot of play from him. I'm forgetting his name. Tulane and Army is the next one.
Nope, nobody cares.
Man, Tulane.
The Green Wave. Ohio State at Arizona.
I get.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait a minute. Who?
Iowa State at
in Arizona? No, that's another one nobody cares about. I'm just whatever.
Who you picking?
I said Oregon.
And then Clemson and we got to SMU. Okay, cool. All right.
I said SMU.
Yep. Okay, and then we obviously hook 'em hard. You got Texas, which is interesting. Okay, go ahead, Rob.
I'm gonna go Boise State. The Mountain West, the #1 seed gets to play at home, so they're playing on a blue football field at home. Ashton Giante, obviously tremendous running back, best running back in college football, speed, explosiveness.
He should be the Heisman winner.
I think. Boise State
over Travis Hunter.
He has 2,000 yards rushing. 2 stacks.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Rob. My bad.
Yep, but I like Boise State. I like the AAC is another conference where the #1 seed plays at home. So Tulane, I think, wins on the road at Army in the close football game.
It ain't gonna be close.
Something about 30-27. Tulane.
It ain't gonna be close.
Arizona State's one of the hottest football teams in the country right now that nobody's talking about. Her running back, Cam Scatterbo, man, he is running over people, man. Quiet as kept, but he's a tremendous running back. Sam Levitt, the quarterback, has been playing outstanding. They are a team, in my opinion. I mean, they're not going to go far in the playoffs, right? But they're a team that's one of the hottest in the country right now that no one is talking about. So I like Arizona State in that game in Dallas. I know Georgia beat Texas in Austin this year earlier, but I just think Texas wins this game. I just think they're going to come in here motivated. It's kind of like a home game for Georgia and Atlanta. I really personally think they should move the championship.
Always lose it.
Yeah, they should move. Personally, I think they should move the SEC championship game around now that the SEC footprint is larger, right? That game should be moved between Atlanta, Jacksonville, New Orleans, Dallas.
Every time I'm going to Jacksonville, stop it.
It shouldn't be.
I give you New Orleans, not Jacksonville.
It shouldn't be in Atlanta every year.
Everybody wants to go to Magic City. Rob, come on, man. You know everybody wants to go to Magic City. That's why they still Atlanta.
Magic City, man. You got cities like Tampa. Everybody wants to go to New Orleans.
Or Nashville.
Yeah, Dallas, Houston, Nashville, another great city, right? They need to move that.
Listen, I agree, but you do Jacksonville, and that's what I say. Come on,
Indianapolis. Everybody,
it sucks.
The Elmo Steakhouse, man. You can only go there one time, man.
I agree. I agree. Why is it not just in Chicago?
And now you got teams on the West Coast too. I mean, Oregon's got to fly all the way to Indianapolis. Penn State get a little short plane ride to Indianapolis. I mean, I still think they're gonna lose because James Franklin can't win the big one.
Can't win a big one.
But
He's a Black Ryan Day.
you're gonna have to strive. You gotta have to start moving some of these. You're gonna have to start moving some of these championship games around, right? But no, I like Texas in this game. I like Oregon as well. I as well like SMU and the ACC. And it was almost like a home game for Clemson as well, playing in Carolina. But SMU, man, Kevin Jennings is a quarterback that nobody's talking about. He's one of the best quarterbacks in college football. Dual threat, phenomenal. I like SMU in this game as well. So I think that's all the conference championship games right there.
They're like Miami 2.0.
Yeah, absolutely. I picked SMU, Texas. I think Texas is going to win that game. I'm picking Oregon over Penn State.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Of course, Boise State's going to win. That's not much of a game there.
Listen, I think it's hard to beat a team twice. I'm sorry, Gary. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I think it's hard to beat a team twice, especially when they come into your neck of the woods and beat you down. And you see them be exposed and have some weaknesses. I think Sark. Well, I wonder if we get drunk Sark or sober Sark. But it's hard to beat a team twice, and they see what you want to do against them. Sometimes I think that ours is better than yours. So it depends who's going to play quarterback for Texas as well. But Texas has a lot of talent as well. I just don't see Georgia doing the same thing they did to Texas the first time around. I really think Texas is going to be ready for this game. And honestly, Georgia, outside of beating Ohio State at the stroke of midnight, generally doesn't play great at the Benz. So you got to put that into it. They don't really have a great track record winning at the Benz in the SEC championship game. So I know all that was to Alabama, but I don't know. It's hard to beat a team multiple times in the same year rather.
Yep. Agreed.
Good stuff. I think so. I guess are we done wrapping up? Because when it did predictions was the last thing you wanted to touch. Is that what we were kind of agreeing about guys? Or
Yep, I think that's good.
okay,
we're good.
I just want to know. I know, like, we try to keep it, the hour right at 12 because it's kind of late. And we want to make sure that give you guys some time to relax and have the rest of your day too, and all that fun stuff too. I will say I'm very excited about the Hawks. They won again versus the Bucks. They got a 6-game winning streak. Zachary Richichet has been pretty solid right now. Again, I pretty much was not a total fan of the pick, and I will take that because obviously looking at him versus Sarr, you thought Sarr would be a better fit for what we had going with. Surprisingly, he hasn't been overwhelmed by the speed of the game of the NBA. He had a nice 33-point outburst, and he's been pretty solid. So again, the game is not too much for him. We're kind of excited to see his growth over the next couple of games. Jalen Johnson's playing out of his mind. Dyson Daniels, sorry, Rob, he's been playing well. Just defensive player of the month.
Yeah.
Just leading the NBA in steals. Just the perfect complement to what we were looking for in Trey. He's covering up a lot of Trey's weaknesses. To see that. DeJounte Murray didn't have a good game versus, he just came back. So I think DeJounte's a good player, but it's a good fit for what we have right now. So just excited about the future, and we'll see where it goes. I mean, obviously, it's kind of too early to pick this class. We're not sure as far as if they're superstars or whatever, but it's just we're just happy that we actually got somebody that actually contributes. So that's my 2 cents on Zach, if you will.
Yeah, Jalen Johnson to me has been phenomenal for the Hawks, right? He's been outstanding, both ends of the floor, two-way player. He's got the length and athleticism, so he's been an incredible player. And hey, I'm a Pelicans fan, but so far, when that trade was made in the offseason, it was all about the Pelicans won that trade. But so far, the Hawks have won that trade, right? Obviously, DeJounte Murray got hurt broke his hand first game of the season, right? Just
Yes.
coming back. And so far, I mean, obviously you got to wait a season or two to really judge. But yeah, definitely. So far, the Hawks have definitely won that trade. You've seen that progression in Dyson Daniels. So it's the thing about Dyson is you saw him progress every single year since he's been in the league, and he's taken another leap this year as well. And his opportunity was on offense. He's been a tremendous defensive player since he's been in the league, right? His opportunity was on the offensive end, and that's where you've seen him take a nice leap this year. So you got to be excited if you're a Hawks fan.
So I'm gonna put this out here as a Laker fan that lives here in Atlanta, and Lakers are here on Friday. I want to say StubHub and Ticketmaster and everybody else, y'all are full of shit with what you have happening with these ticket prices. Okay, they want $200 to sit at the top of the stadium for a Lakers team that's been getting their doors blown off. What are we doing? The lowest ticket price for a single ticket that I saw in the Laura Bowl was $302. It is game 23. What are we doing? This is not a playoff game. This ain't a one of the cup games. It ain't a playing game. It ain't nothing but game 23. 301. 301. Stop it.
LeBron
He his
James.
first three, but man, listen. I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna knock me an old man out and take his ticket and go sit in his seat because that's ridiculous for me to go see my team play when they only come to Atlanta one time a year. 301 to sit in the seat, sit in row 143. 301. I
Hey,
can go
just
watch
put your
it.
JQ, just put your uniform
Don't go
on
to jail,
and sit
man.
at the end of the bench.
No one has to come try to bail you out.
I could see JQ out there at warm-ups. He's out there shooting
I'm sitting here
shots.
like, but you gotta wait anyway because you never know when these dudes come into town whether they're gonna play or not anyway. So you can't book your ticket in advance because I'm not spending 301 to see LeBron and AD sit in street clothes at the end of this bench. 301 in game 23.
I think didn't we have a situation, JQ? We were going to try to meet up to see the game, and I think the tickets were like $400.
And then you know what happened? We saw them punk ass ticket prices instead pass.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
We didn't even know if he was going to play, and then what happened? He didn't play.
He didn't play.
We would have pissed.
Right.
We're like, man, we came all the way to see this. Don't even see LeBron because there's like I've never seen him play. And I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with it. You know,
we live in the burbs. We need a 2-hour head start. You can't tell me 10 minutes before the game time he ain't gonna play. I mean, I would go down there. I would set everything on fire. Sorry, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm not gonna set everything on fire. That was just hyperbole. But still, come on. That's ridiculous.
Pretty bad.
301.
Yeah, that was. We were kind of waiting to see
fired up tonight.
Yeah, JQ's on fire. Man. I'm happy to see his face. That's half the battle right there. At least
Come on, man. 301 is ridiculous. I was looking forward to it, and I was like, they want 202 to sit at the top of the damn stadium. Like you can't even see the people. You can't even see his face.
That's
202,
man.
Man, if you don't stop that, stop it.
America, that is pocket things. He just whining on here, man.
See. We just can't have an honest conversation. We just can't have an honest conversation. Is what it is.
Go enjoy the NBA experience. LeBron James only gonna play another year or two. Man, you won't even feel that. That's pocket change for you, man.
I'm not paying 301 to sit for a regular season game. I won't do it on principle.
Pocket change. You gotta start calling it pocket change.
Whatever. Yeah. Hey, I'm be walking here like this while pockets out. It's just.
There you go.
Oh God.
Yeah. Dude got Ohio State banners at home, Ohio State banners outside his house. He got Ohio State banners in his office. He probably got Ohio State banners outside of his office building.
I know. I do have a floating helmet though.
Wrap this up, Rob.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be back at you on next week. Follow us on Facebook and X. for our showtime for next week. You don't want to miss it. Hey, everybody around the country, around the world, you don't want to miss next week's show. We'll have the college football playoffs all decided and wrap up. So those of you all out in Portland, Oregon, Eugene, Oregon, we want to hear from you guys. Penn State, state of Pennsylvania. We want to hear about Penn State. We want to hear about the Eagles. We want to hear about the Steelers. We want to hear about all of your teams in Pennsylvania, state of Texas. We want to hear about the Texans and the Cowboys and the Texas Longhorns. So we want to hear from y'all as well on next week. Don't miss it. Hey, Boise, Idaho, blue football field. I'm wearing blue. We want to hear from y'all too, right? Boise, dial in. Hit us up on the show next week, people. Have a great night.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all
Good night, people.
Yeah, I had a lot happening, so I'm sorry I came in hot, but it's been a long weekend, so I can't wait. I hope we beat the brakes off Rocky Top in Columbus. I hope we beat the brakes off Rocky Top in Columbus. Yes.
I can change mine up.
You came in and you made the show tonight. Thank you very much for coming in. That was very entertaining.
Jenkins.
Sorry. It's been a long weekend.
Pocket change Jenkins.
Whatever. I'll be at the house next to you watching it. Unless you give me a buddy pass on Delta, then I might go.
Pocket change Jenkins.
Hey, Rob will just buy you a positive space ticket. Don't worry about it.
He said we ain't that cool. This is buddy pass to keep it pushing. I'm kidding.
This is live TV. Don't be putting false stuff out there.
Okay. And we don't have any buddy passes anymore.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Rob, I'll hit you up later. We'll talk soon. Thank you.